A lot of people seem to be throwing around the magic number of 2 pounds, and the truth is, 2 pounds of meat is a really useless number when you take into account the difference in body sizes, body shapes, and all that other type of stuff. For example, Hafthor Bjornsson, he was the 2018 World Strongman winner. He is 6'9", 450 pounds. You might know him from Game of Thrones. Now, if you give him 2 pounds worth of meat, and then you give me 2 pounds worth of meat, I'm 5'9", 150 pounds, that 2 pounds is not going to get the same benefit for both of us, and it's going to have a very different outcome.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in, and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Before we start, just a quick reminder that if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Also, if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Alright, time to answer your questions.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Sunday Q&A. Today's question is with regard to calories. A lot of you want to know how many calories should you be consuming while on the carnivore diet. And the truth is, I don't have an answer for you. A lot of times when it comes to nutrition and also with working out, the first 6 to 8 weeks of working with somebody new, there's a lot of guesswork involved. You can make a very good educated guess in terms of how many calories somebody needs, what their macros should be, what type of training program is going to benefit their body the best. But in the end, those first 6 to 8 weeks working with a new client or patient, there's going to be a lot of guesswork. So the information that I'm going to be giving you today, I don't want you to take that information and hold it as the Bible for what you're going to do with it. There is going to be some guesswork involved, and you should adjust the numbers accordingly based on how your body is responding. Another thing is, depending on your goal, the answer is going to be different, whether you want to lose weight, whether you want to maintain weight, or whether you want to gain weight. So depending on what exactly your goal is, that is going to dictate how many calories you consume, what type of workout you should be doing, and all of those other things. So I'm going to give you some basic general recommendations on those aspects. And then what you can do from here on out is take my advice, apply it into your daily life, see how it's working for you. If it's working for you, great, keep doing that. If it's not working for you, then you're going to want to take a step back, modify it a little bit, and just adjust it accordingly based on how your body is responding. Now, as a general recommendation, if you are a sedentary individual and your main objective is to lose body weight, then what you would want to do is take your body weight and multiply it by 10 to 12. That number is going to be the number of calories that you should be consuming on a daily basis. If your primary objective is to maintain your current weight, then you would take your body weight in pounds, multiply that number by 12 to 14, and that will give you the amount of calories needed to maintain your current weight. If your primary objective is to gain weight and you are a sedentary individual, what you would want to do is take your body weight in pounds, multiply that by 16 to 18, and that will give you the amount of calories you need in order to gain weight. Again, these are just general recommendations. You could use these as a reference point, so use them to start. And then if you notice that you're not seeing the results that you want to see, then you're going to have to modify these numbers. But those are the general recommendations that I give most of my clients and most of my professional athletes. Now, if you are a moderately active individual and your main objective is to lose weight, what you want to do is take your body weight, you are going to multiply it by 12 to 14. That'll give you the amount of calories you need per day. If you are a moderately active individual and your main objective is to maintain your current weight, what you would want to do is multiply your body weight in pounds by 14 to 16, and that will give you the amount of calories that you need to consume on a daily basis. If you are a moderately active individual and your primary objective is to gain weight, you want to take your body weight in pounds, multiply that number by 18 to 20, and that will give you the amount of calories needed to increase your weight if you are a moderately active individual. Lastly, if you are a very active individual, such as a professional athlete or just somebody who works out a lot, a very active individual would be considered somebody who does up to 20 hours of training per week. So if you do 20 hours of training per week or more, you're considered a very active individual. What you would want to do in that case, if your primary objective is to lose weight, you would want to take your body weight in pounds, multiply it by 14 to 16, and then that will give you the amount of calories needed per day to lower your body weight. If you are a very active individual and your main objective is to keep your body weight the same, what you would want to do is take your body weight in pounds, multiply that number by 16 to 18, and that will give you the amount of calories that you want to consume on a daily basis if you are a very active individual who wants to maintain your current weight. If you are a very active individual who wants to gain weight, what you would need to do in that case is take your body weight in pounds, multiply that number by 20 to 22, and that will give you the amount of calories you need to consume on a daily basis in order to maintain your weight if you are a very active individual. Again, as I stated earlier, these are just general recommendations, and everybody is different, and these general recommendations should be adjusted accordingly based on how your body responds. If your primary objective is to lose weight, you're following the advice I gave and you're not losing weight, then you're going to have to either decrease the calories that I mentioned, or you're going to have to exercise more. You either have to increase energy expenditure or decrease energy intake. That means either decreasing the amount of calories you're consuming or increasing the amount of workout you're doing. There's no way around it. And that's what you're going to have to do. Now, if you don't want to be bothered to count calories, another thing that you can do is just take a fixed pound worth of meat and incorporate that into your diet. A lot of people seem to be throwing around the magic number of 2 pounds, and the truth is, 2 pounds of meat is a really useless number when you take into account the difference in body sizes, body shapes, and all that other type of stuff. For example, Hafthor Bjornsson, he was the 2018 World Strongman winner. He is 6'9", 450 pounds. You might know him from Game of Thrones. Now, if you give him 2 pounds worth of meat, and then you give me 2 pounds worth of meat, I'm 5'9", 150 pounds, that 2 pounds is not going to get the same benefit for both of us, and it's going to have a very different outcome. For him, he's going to lose a lot of weight like crazy. For me, I'll probably be able to maintain or possibly put on a little bit of weight with that amount of meat. So as a general recommendation, again, this is just a general recommendation, instead of counting calories, if you want to do it in terms of how many pounds of meat you should be consuming, what you can do is take your body weight, 1% of that, you are going to consume that many pounds of meat if you want to lose weight. So let's say you're 200 pounds. If you're 200 pounds, 1% of 200 is 2 pounds. Therefore, if you're 200 pounds and you want to lose weight, consume 2 pounds worth of meat, and that should help you to lose weight. If your primary objective is to gain weight, you would want to take your weight, whatever that weight is, 2% of that, and that is going to be the amount of meat that you consume. So again, let's say you're 200 pounds. If you're 200 pounds and you want to gain weight, 2% of 200 is going to be 4. Therefore, you should be consuming 4 pounds of meat if you want to gain weight and you are 200 pounds. If you want to maintain your current weight, you're going to have to find somewhere in between 1 to 2. So you could go right to 1.5%, go right in the middle of that. If you're 200 pounds, that would be the equivalent of roughly 3 pounds worth of meat. And again, these are all general recommendations. So you could start with that. If your goal is to lose weight, 1% of your weight in meat. If your goal is to gain weight, 2% of your weight in meat. If your goal is to maintain your weight, find somewhere in between 1 and 2%, so 1.5%. Those will be your starting numbers. Once you have your starting numbers, experiment with that for a couple weeks. If after a couple weeks you're not seeing the results that you want, then you're going to have to modify accordingly. That's pretty much it though in terms of what you can do in terms of how much food should you be consuming. There is no exact number that I could give anyone right away without putting them through a proper assessment and actually observing them and seeing what they eat on a regular basis. The first few weeks, again, with anybody, it doesn't matter if you are somebody who's never worked out before or if you are a high-level professional athlete. The first 6 to 8 weeks, there's going to be a lot of guesswork when you work with someone with nutrition. Now, if you are morbidly or obese or someone who's really, really overweight, a lot of that guesswork is going to be mitigated by the fact that any type of diet that you follow, you are going to lose weight. There's just no way around it. If you are morbidly obese and you start to follow a properly designed program for nutrition, you're going to lose weight. Even if the macronutrients or the exact caloric intake isn't exact, because you have such a far starting point, you'll be able to get away with it a little bit easier. For people that are already pretty lean or already in shape and they want to either lose weight, gain weight, or maintain their weight, for those types of people, it's going to require a little bit more effort in terms of fine-tuning the diet. But those are the numbers. Again, these are just rough estimates. Use them as a starting point, but do not stick to them completely. After a couple weeks, if you're not seeing the results that you want, modify it. Because clearly, if you've been following it strictly for 2 weeks and you're not seeing results, then you're not going to continue seeing results in the future. You're going to want to modify those numbers. But that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions at all with regard to my experience with the carnivore diet, if you have any questions with regard to the carnivore diet, or if you have any questions at all with regard to anything else, such as training, nutrition, stretching, anything like that. Go ahead, ask your questions down in the comment section, and I will either get back to you in the comment section or get back to you during another one of our Sunday Q&As. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next week.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. And if you have any questions, ask them down in the comment section, and we'll either respond to you directly in the comment section or answer your questions during another one of our weekly Sunday Q&As. Keep fit, have fun, and we'll see you again next week.